Happy Valentine's Day, and welcome back to another video from Tulgey TV, where there's a new video every Tuesday, and sometimes bonuses like this one. You might have already seen my video about Peanuts Valentines, and my video about Muppets Valentines. And today we're going to talk about Muppets. Because what goes better with Valentine's Day? It's fun and affection, hopefully, than those lovable Muppet characters. Hallmark certainly issued a good number of Valentine's Day cards featuring the Muppets at the sort of prime time of their days as a Muppet licensee, which started in 1979 and lasted through 1981, which was when the Muppet Show was at the height of its popularity. These cards were really fun, featuring everyone from Miss Piggy to Kermit to Gonzo. Now, I don't have any Muppet Valentines in my collection, but I do have something that I think is even more interesting, and that is party goods. I'm not even sure if Hallmark still does this sort of thing, but certainly through the 80s, you could count on Hallmark for party goods to help you plan a party. In fact, the line was called Plans a Party. And I've spoken about this line before in the Peanuts video. In 1981, Hallmark presented a whole series of Muppet Valentine Day party goods. It was a whole line. Here's a picture of the centerpiece, which I also do not have. The centerpiece is, well, the center of this series of Muppety Hallmark goods, but it wasn't the only thing that was available. There were invitations, beverage napkins, luncheon napkins, dessert plates, dinner plates, cups, tablecloths, which of course they called table covers because they weren't cloths, placemats, seals, treat sacks, cutouts, and door or wall decorations. Now some of these you're going to see in just a minute because I do have some of these wonderful Valentine's Day items in my collection. Let's start with the invitations. The motif of this series of party goods is Kermit as Cupid, and you can see him here. And it says, "It's a Valentine party, please come." There are 8 invitations and envelopes, and I really like the phrase, "please come." It just sounds so Muppety. It's so welcoming and direct. I don't have any dinner napkins, unfortunately, but I do have beverage napkins, which of course are smaller, meant to go under your drink, under the Muppet cup that you could get from Hallmark. And again, we have Kermit as Cupid, Happy Valentine's Day. This art was, of course, all done under the supervision of Jim Henson Associates, also known as HA, and undoubtedly done under the supervision of the great Michael Frith, who I've talked about multiple times, the great Muppet artist who was the head of all art that came forward. It's interesting to note that these, of course, are not photographs of the Muppet characters. Photographs of the actual Muppet figures would not have reproduced very well on paper, like on napkins. So there was a lot of key art done for stickers and wrapping paper, etc., of the Muppet characters, and of course this was also used on this paper product. Some of the other things, like cards, would use actual photographs of the Muppet puppets. But here we have this wonderful art. Here I have the dinner plates, which has Miss Piggy kissing Kermit, and he's not too enthusiastic about that idea. And it says, "Happy Valentine's Day." Now, wouldn't this be the most fun Valentine's Day party you've ever been to if the host used all these great Hallmark Muppet party goods? I feel very lucky to have even this small amount in my collection. But you also heard me mention wall decorations or door decorations. If you're wondering what they show, well, first of all, you guessed it, Kermit as Cupid. As I said, that's the main motif. But we also have Miss Piggy and Animal, always a favorite. And as you can see, Miss Piggy's saying, "I'm looking for someone to steal my heart away." Animal is just getting right to the heart of things as usual by saying, "Give me candy." But here he's being a little more emotional in honor of the day. And he's saying, not give me candy, but give me love. We all know how demanding animal can be. And then finally we have Miss Piggy saying, kissy, kissy. And poor Kermit, he's saying, yucky, yucky. Now, although they have been pressed out of the booklet in which they came, whoever had these preserved them very nicely. So this is the whole set from that booklet, even though I don't have the booklet itself. As I said, I do think the Muppets are the perfect embodiment of what Valentine's Day should be about, love, because the Muppets was all about diversity and inclusion. I mean, look at the cast, a rainbow of colors, a rainbow of all kinds of different creatures, frogs, pigs, bears, penguins, and chickens, and whatever this is. And don't forget monsters, a Muppet favorite. In the world of Jim Henson, all these creatures came together to share their different gifts and work together as a team. Everyone was included, no one was left out, no one was judged. As I mentioned in my previous Muppet video, I was lucky enough to write a piece on Jim Henson, a tribute, and I was very honored to speak to one of his sons, Brian Henson. Brian had a really wonderful quote that I used in the article. He said, "My father's emphasis was on families coming together by being excited about each other's differences and creating families, weird creatures and monsters coming together and all wanting to do something together, and then finding that they love each other like a family." What could be better for Valentine's Day as an inspiration for all of us? To love. Because isn't that what the Rainbow Connection is? Love.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks.